Welcome to Decker Tech. Today's deck is The Grave and Back Again by Kondrad Baggins. This deck is all about ditching stuff to the graveyard and bringing it back to deal damage. So we'll bring it back from the graveyard, we'll put it back in the graveyard, we'll exile it from the graveyard. That's our goal, to just ping our opponent down for lethal. We're going to try out the build-around card is Syr Konrad. It's also the Apex that brings back 10 power from the graveyard when he mutates. Between the two of those, we have a nice little combo going off with a bunch of 0 power creatures and Woe Strider and Syr Konrad, so we can bring everything back from the graveyard and then sack everything to ping with Konrad. And then we also have a couple things like things to fill the graveyard. Let's see, a bunch of mana dorks. Triumph into a Prophet, and act. Sure sounds good to me. Don't have any of our payoff cards, but we do have ways to start milling ourselves. We can always find a Polukranos in the graveyard by milling ourselves. Early escapes, what we do is we exile all our lands, our non-creatures, and then later escapes, once we have Konrad in play, we exile all the creatures to deal damage to our opponent. So it's all about just making our creatures leave the graveyard, either come into play or exile to leave. So is this a cycling deck? Each permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability. Each permanent. So you can have non-permanent, so we can play Zenith Flare and stuff like that. We shall see, we shall see. Cycling deck it is. Just play some ramp, don't mind me. This one just gained some life. We're not too worried about blowing that up with Heartless Act. We'll also trade a Woe Strider for it eventually. Yidaro! Nice. Do we want to block? No, we don't want to block. You gonna play land, or did you not find a land, Mr. Cycling? Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the payoff card, the Apex of Death. Bring 10 power back from the graveyard. First, we got to get 10 power in the graveyard. So do we save the Heartless Act for his Yidaro? Probably not. Do it for the Fox. Problem is, we have to wait for him to cycle stuff. So I don't know if we can blow up the Fox. We might have to just do Casualties of War for the Fox. Do 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 do. Choice card creature with no counters on it. That's that one. Got an instant speed counter for it. Maybe I should have responded to my your fabled passage. Give it a flying counter or something. Trample counter. Trample counter is green. Okay. If we draw a land, we'll Casualties of War the Fox and Steam Vents, I think. We'd like to start milling ourselves with these Prophets here soon, and the Binding of Titans to start getting a lot of stuff into the graveyard. Sure. Creature and land. Creature and land. Not afraid to play Casualties of War. Indestructible, look at that. Okay, take some damage next turn. Probably play a Woe Strider, maybe a Binding. Problem is, we're gonna be helping a Zenith Flare by doing the Binding, so we have to get rid of some of these cycling cards sooner rather than later with the Binding of the Titans. I think Binding might come out versus this opponent, but we'll see. We don't want to help their graveyard, but we want to eliminate their graveyard, because Zenith Flare dealing X damage can be a doozy. So Boros is Zenith Flare. What's the blue bringing to the table here? So we're 1 mana away from actually doing the Nethroi ability, but we don't have anything to do it on. Do we want to trade these skull profits? Probably. Maybe double profit in front of the fox. Problem is that Zenith Flare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. Six, no, 5, because that doesn't go to the graveyard. So I'd put a Prophet and Polukranos in front of the Fox, it looks like. Do. Right. Do we double block? Does he still have one cycling? Probably. We definitely have to block at least one, so we'll block with the 1. Both make him have it. Next turn we can Woe Strider and Binding, or we could fight. Problem is we could just fight the Zerda next turn. We'll double block, we'll risk it. Cycling, cycling, say that you'll cycle. Maybe he thinks I can remove 3 counters of it with Heartless Act. He's wondering, why would I do such a thing when I obviously think he has the things? I kind of want to just go to damage because he didn't do anything. I'd like to mill myself, but if he's willing to go to damage, I don't want to give him priority to change his mind. Okay. So I think we need to find a land with this. Or we can just fight the Zerda. I think finding a land is the right call. So we need to put Konrad in the graveyard, bring back a Skull Prophet, put a land. I spent blue mana, right? Oh, I don't have the colors. Well, this sucks. I didn't realize I didn't have colors for that. That's awkward. Do we die to a Zenith Flare? What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6. It's too late to play the Binding because putting top 3 cards could make those Zenith Flares. If he's got double Zenith Flare, I think we lose. Don't mind me. So not being able to play that Mythos for the right colors is a problem. I think we need to change our mana base again. We've changed our mana base a couple times, but not being able to tap for double green was an issue. Okay, so he's just trying to save his life with that. That's cool. We don't have enough to bring him back. Hey, look, we found a land. We could bring back a Polukranos, but that's all we could bring back with this mutate. Can we not even cast a mutate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why is that not saying, oh, these are humans? Right. One side effect there. Got more counter spells, more Zenith Flares. What you got? You got something and you're holding priority for it. Anyway, so what are we looking to do? We want some more green mana. We could Woe Strider or we could Binding. I think we need to get a Syr Konrad in the graveyard, so I think I'd rather Binding. The problem is 6. Oof. He's got one window where his Zenith Flares are doing more than 6 damage. There's a Syr Konrad. Okay, we got Syr Konrad. We gave him 3 more cycling cards, so that was a problem. But with Konrad and Woe Strider, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need Woe Strider in the graveyard. 7, 8, 9. We just don't have enough mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can get Konrad out, but we can't get the Woe Strider out. So we need to play Woe Strider next turn. Oh no, we have a Woe Strider in the graveyard. We're fine. We're fine. We can try to do the combo. But I don't know if we have enough creatures to do it. We'll see. So get back Konrad, get back Woe Strider, get back 2 Incubation Druids. It gives us 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures on the board. 8. So we can do 7, 8, 9. We can do 9 damage. We want to get a little more damage. Ooh, we could also tap the Prophets. Opponent graveyard. Check. We want to get rid of some creatures that have cycling. Creatures that have cycling. Reduce the power of a Zenith Flare, gain some life. So this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do have to tap a Skull Prophet to do it. We can get back a Polukranos as well. Problem is, I don't want him to blow up my Cavalier of Thorns in response to this. We'll see. What you got? Got a Zenith Flare? I think he has a Zenith Flare. I think he's been holding on to a second one for a while now. We'll see. Ooh. I would like under, please. So we want a Polukranos, we want an Incubation Druid, we want an Incubation Druid, we want a Syr Konrad, we want a Woe Strider, and that's everything we pull out. So we bring out a bajillion things. Now we have how much damage on him? 1, 2, 3, 4, because Cavalier we can put it in the graveyard, and then when it dies it can exile another card. So that's actually 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9? We have 9 damage showing. Plus whatever the Skull Prophet gets us. But I guess Prophets can just get us 3 on his face. We're very, very close. We are 1 damage shy? 2 damage shy? 2 damage shy of lethal. Nice thing is the lifelink. It's a shark. How much cycling does he have? 1, 2... Oh, he's got 10. We could just look at the Zenith Flare. 11, 16. He's got us down to 3. He's got us down to 2. We got him down to 1. It's gonna be close. If we can just go to player Woe Strider next turn, it will work. So I think we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. He might have a life gain somewhere. So we'll wait. We'll wait. I think we have lethal right now. It's a new deck. I don't know. As I haven't, like I said, this is the first iteration of it. This is very unsurezies. So Zenith Flare does 11. We'll pass. So he can't one-shot us with something in response to our combo. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to show him that we're not afraid of him. So we don't want him to gain life. So we had to wait for him to cast the Zenith Flare. Is there a way... Do we care what's on top? I think we just want a creature on top. Let me see. Is there any way for us to put the top card into our graveyard? We don't have the Skull Prophet, so no. We'll just leave it on top. I don't think it matters. We'll try to do this as fast as possible here. But the goal is just put everything back in the graveyard. Problem is if he gets another 2 Zenith Flares. He's got 4 mana for another Zenith Flare. What you got, dude? Wait, Nzanya. I don't know. I'm not good with the math of this combo yet. Just leave that on top. If this was Surveil, this would be so much stronger. Don't mind me. Oh, we can't sack the Woe Strider? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's good. And the next turn, if we still have Syr Konrad, we can escape Polukranos. It's assuming he doesn't have a Zenith Flare, that he just has a cycle ability. Oh, leave that on top. Maybe we should actually just start putting that to the bottom. Oh, because we can put whatever we want on top with Cavalier. Don't mind us, we're just doing our thing. It's taking a little while, but we're doing it. Okay, here's the moment of truth if he's got another spell. Final 3 damage. What do we want to put on top? So choose one. Put one on top, right? Used to be a creature. So let's just put a Cavalier of Thorns. Oh, 2 creatures left the battlefield because it was mutated. Look at that. Konrad triggered twice! So we had 4 damage. We had even more damage than I thought. What you got? If you got another Zenith Flare, now's the time. We'll exile Cavalier of Thorns to bring the Woe Strider, the Cavalier of Thorns back on top. 2 more Konrad triggers. 3 more Konrad triggers. I don't know why. Did we exile our... Because we exiled the Nethrios. Look at that. So this entire time he's had the Zenith Flare. He's just slow rolling us for absolutely no reason. What a waste of time. If you've got 2 Zenith Flares, why were we waiting? Okay. So I think Zenith Flare is the finisher, and I think we've played this a couple times now, not many. I think Duress is okay enough for it. I don't know if the Casualties of War is good enough. I do like some Rituals of Soot and Cries. Maybe not the Cries. He's not a Lurrus. I think Cry is more for Lurrus, but I think I like having two of these. Maybe not. We'll bring the Ashiok in to exile his graveyard. That gets rid of the Zenith Flare as well. So maybe not 3 Duresses. We'll see. Heartless Act hits his commander, but not much. Doesn't hit the little... what's it called? The thing that gets +1/+1 Fox. Okay. And I think the Casualties of War, did we already take those out? Yeah. We like the Konrads, they block flyers. If he brings in any sort of... that's the thing that makes fairies. Maybe go down on our Skull Prophets. I don't know if we go down on all of them. Do we rather have Skull Prophets than Ceratids or Ceratids? Ceratids can come back with a combo. Skull Prophets not so much. So, oh, maybe it's the bindings that we get rid of. Bindings usually give him fuel. I think we'd rather have some Prophets than the bindings. Okay, so we got Ashiok to mill ourselves and exile his graveyard. We've got Dress to get rid of the Zenith Flares. And we've got, what's the other one we brought in? Something else about Zenith Flares. Oh, it was the Ashiok. He just neuters Zenith Flares. And the Mire Tridents to block the Foxes. That's fine. Okay. What you got? What you got? Do we Dress turn 1? Probably not. Probably wait, but you never know. I think we wait to turn 3 to do that. Play first. Play a tap land into a Prophet, into a Strider maybe. Yeah, that's okay. Strider and Konrad, unfortunately, both in hand. We kind of want them in graveyard, but at the same time, just getting them out in play does the same thing, so we don't have to like combo into it. We could just do it and then combo into it again. We'll go with Temple first. We want some sort of interaction. I don't know if that's the interaction we want. So turn 2 is Force and Skull Prophet. Turn 3 is Woe Strider. Unfortunately, Dress is not going to do us. The play pattern-wise, it's not going to do us good because we're going to have to play this Triome on turn 3 at the moment. And I'd like to get the Woe Strider out right away. Opponent has 9 cards in hand. It's cheating. Cheater, cheater. Even if we see one of the cards. Okay, now the Dress doesn't look so bad, but alas, it is what it is. So maybe we'll just swing in for 3 or mill ourselves. Got 4 mana. No, because we can still play the Castle into the Cavalier next turn. So the goal is I want to play this Cavalier next turn. Start getting that graveyard going, get a big body on the board. I'm happy to block with a Woe Strider against the Rescuer. I wonder how many lands this cycling deck runs. I don't like that our opponent slow rolled us that last time. Like, we guessed Zenith Flare. We really did. But I don't know what he was waiting for. Pass. Me turn. Do I want to scry away the Sheep Goat? We're pretty set on doing the Cavalier, so I don't think we need to scry. Do we need another castle or a swamp? Castle's just fine. Swingsies insies? I think so. Get him low enough that the Konrad can do his thing a little sooner. Maybe play Konrad before we play Ashiok. He's in Zenith Flare range, but he doesn't have anything in the graveyard. One, two, three, four, five, 6. I'd like to draw land to be able to play Konrad and Prophet, but at the same time I wouldn't mind drawing something else, so I think with Shadow Block I could save this for a damage or I could find a land. I think I save it for a damage. Now we're happier to attack in. Probably not swinging with Prophet, probably just the Woe Strider. The problem is Woe Strider, he's going to double block with a couple humans. Still got the goat as defense on the rescuer. He's going to kill the Woe Strider with the double humans, but that means he's taking 5. We can, of course, escape the Woe Strider next turn instead of doing Ashiok. I think we're still fine doing escape instead of Ashiok. Skull Prophet, we can either mill ourselves or stick it around. Okay, your cycling costs less. You can do a Yidaro, Wandering Monster. So maybe we just kill the rescuer with the Skull Prophet. If he swings with it. Okay, Yidaro's getting to the dangerous levels. Could maybe see a Yidaro next turn. We could do Woe Strider and Dream Render. So if we swing it for 6, what do we put back on top? We put a Syr Konrad on top, probably. Or so we swing it for 5, I mean. And he blocks with 6 power. Konrad on board would mean that this Skull Prophet does a lot more damage. If he has another Mystical Dispute, this Ashiok gets a lot worse, which maybe we should have cast that first. Probably should have cast that first. Bring on the dispute. Nope. If I only had a brain. So I could sacrifice the Cavalier of Thorns to put Konrad on top. What does that do for me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we could put Konrad on top, cast Konrad, and then mill ourselves for some damage. And that way also when he cycles, bad things happen to him. He's really close to a Yidaro. Yidaro is an 8. We can always escape the Woe Strider. So he doesn't know we have another Ashiok in hand. So I think we wait a turn on the Cavalier play another Ashiok, or we do the, he's tapped out, so now's a good time to get the dude back. So let's scry first. Set the turn after Konrad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if that's what we want. I guess we could Polukranos the turn after, so that's fine. And then we will Cavalier of Thorns, putting the Konrad back on top. Cast Konrad next turn. Auto resolve, made that do weird things.
Remember your nightmare.
Exile 4 other cards, or exile 6 other cards. We can get 6 damage, doing 7 damage doing Polukranos. We can get 5 damage using Woe Strider, plus the 6/7 for the goats. So it's whether or not we want a Polukranos or Woe Strider. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5, 6, 7 might be the right play. New math is new. Or just play the Dream Render. Because he's got Mystical Dispute mana. I think we'll just play the Dream Render. $32 cards, don't gotta worry about that. No Zenith Flares for you! Alright, game 3. Bring in the Cries. Take out some Glow Spores. And does that sound good? We're worried about that Yadaro still. Yep, that sounds good. All that deck does is spin its wheel, Zenith Flare. Also has some early painful creatures, so what have we done for early painful creatures? We took out all of our good blockers. Yeah, that doesn't sound like the right play, but we did it. Just got to ramp into a Cavalier, so we got to make sure we have a successful ramp plan, I think. Ramp into a Cavalier. Sounds good to me. What we're looking for with this is a 2-mana play, so turn 1, Temple, turn 2, one of the ramps, turn 3, a ramp and a 2. So we're looking for another 2-mana creature with this Temple. Although that gets pretty dangerous with the Thorns. If we find a sweeper, we'll probably keep a sweeper on top. Because we are going to have to burn up this Zerda and his Fox. There's the Fox. Ooh, or we can Duress. I don't think we Duress yet. It's not a 2-mana play. As much as I like lands, I don't think we want lands right now. Would we rather have an Incubation Druid or a Sirtid? I'm not sure. Okay, him doing a Yadaro on turn 2 seems like a good thing for us. Seems like he's behind. Like he should rather probably be playing down a permanent or something. Ooh, hello Ashiok. Incubation or Sirtid? I don't know. I don't think it matters too much. Kiritid's better with the Cavalier and the Syr Konrad. Incubation is better because it can become a 3/5 blocker. Next turn I think it's Duress, and depending on what it does, we either Dream Render or Kiritid. I don't know these words. They're hard words. No, I'm not blocking. Would you like to cycle? Looks like some counterspell magic if I ever saw it. Come here, Zenith Flare. I need a board wipe. Oh, hey look, I found a Zenith Flare. You can blow up one of our creatures. So I'd like to get another creature on board so that I can actually play Cavalier next turn. It's nice to know what he has. It's not going to last very long because he's going to cycle half his hand away next turn, but, you know, whatever. Next turn, if I were him, I'd play Zerda, Fabled Passage, and cycle the Yadaro. I don't know, maybe fight one of our dorks, because obviously we like dorks. What are we looking for with a Temple? A board wipe. Probably not a Duress so soon after dressing. Give him a chance to find another Zenith Flare. Next turn, unless he removes both. Removes. I don't even know what I said. Then we can play the Cavalier of Thorns. It's going to just be the biggest, baddest play for us. One, two, three, four, 5 damage. Down to 11. Hidaro's 2 away. What will we do? What will we do? Ooh, one I don't have to shock myself. I like it. Hey, look, we whiffed. So I think it's shock in, use our lands to make the Incubation Druid have 3 counters, tap it for 3 mana for an Ashiok. Seems good. Playing a Konrad might be nice. If you Cavalier of Thorns, what do we put on top? Maybe a Duress? I don't know, we need a board wipe. Oh, this is board wipe. I'll block. I have no qualms blocking. Three mana's not Zenith Flare, so I don't expect him to be able to blow up the Incubation Druid in response to adapting it. But he could counterspell the Ashiok with a Mystical Dispute. Ooh, I found a Soot. Mystical Dispute's not going to save the Soot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't do Soot and Ashiok. You definitely need to do Soot. Say that you'll cycle. Swings these in for damages. Yadaro coming out soon would really put a damper on our life total. Konrad or Ashiok. Right now, Zenith Flare is for 6. I think we Ashiok. Problem is we got to play around a Mystical Dispute. Okay, don't know how to play around a Mystical Dispute anymore. Play this now while he's out of blue mana. No more Zenith Flare for you! No attacks because he can chump it. And we need to be able to block the Rescuer. Konrad next turn with a whole lot of nothing behind it. I guess we should... We're more worried about him counterspelling Konrad than anything else. But that's Mystical Dispute mana, so we can't do it. Goal is just Konrad to death, dude. Say that you'll cycle. So we'll activate Konrad first before we do the Ashiok ability so we can exile whatever we put in his graveyard. Got 37 cards left in the library. Should be fine. Need to find a Mythos or something to get back the combo card. Oh, we don't have them in the graveyard. We don't have our Apex in the graveyard. Or we can just draw an Apex. Problem is we have so many creatures that you can't mutate the Apex onto. Ping! Ashiok is not long for this world with him blowing it up soon. Ping ping! Question is, can we go the distance? I'm looking for another Cry the Carnarium or Ritual Soot. Cry doesn't hit Zerda, but it hits a lot of other things. Yadaro is a big deal to worry about soon. We are going to have to double block when Yadaro comes out. We cannot afford to take much more damage. Zenith is only 1. Zenith is like one of the only cards he has that doesn't have cycling, so the longer the game goes on, the more likely he has Zenith in his hand. He just doesn't like that Ashiok ability, does he? So we can draw cards or we can mill. Let's draw a card first, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This basically costs 4, so let's draw a card. Okay, and then hold up like we got something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He could have lethal on us. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if he cycles 2 cards away, I'll do it. 8. I should have looked at maybe the turtle being an issue. So 8, 9, 10, 11, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he does have lethal if he gets the turtle. I didn't think about that. He'd have to turtle twice to do it, so that's okay. I don't see that happening per se. You gotta tap down to do it. Are you sure you like this? Okay. Woe Strider in graveyard means we have lethal on him next turn. Because Woe Strider will trigger Konrad a bajillion times. One, 2... Yeah, we're not sealing our faith by doing this. So we exile creature. Creature. We want to do the 3 power creatures first. The 3 and 2 power. So where's that? Asirtid. We want to keep that in the graveyard, just in case. 5 Konrad triggers. What you got? Got a Zenith Flare? Okay, he gains how much life? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we want to do the Zenith Flare first before we activate Konrad if we decide to activate Konrad. But I think we're just going to cry the Carnarium. And win. Okay, so exiling graveyards was key. Putting stuff in our graveyards helped a lot. As you can see, the escape with the Konrad works really well. I don't remember if we got to mutate this game around, but as you can see, the whole idea is about just putting creatures in our graveyard and bringing back out for damage. And yeah, that's, let me know in the comments what you think about this deck, if you want to see it sooner rather than later, because I'm going to do maybe... Current plan is today and tomorrow are 2 different decks that are in the works. You kind of vote on those just in the comments, I think. Maybe see which ones I record first and I play out first for next week. Anyway, if you like these videos, please subscribe. We do videos every day, but the best way to help the channel is to share it. Get this out to more people. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I will catch you later. Peace.